everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts, episode 262. Look who's back. David from the UK. How goes it?
I'm good, thanks, man. How are you doing?
Sounds good. Drinking early here. It's 1 p.m. here.
It's really not too bad.
Cheers. All right. There we go. So, today's episode with David, we've decided to gather our top 5 movie/music soundtracks, or soundtracks from movies, whether it's songs or just scores or whatever it is there. So we've got our top 5 movie soundtracks, correct?
I've got some video games as well, but
Then that'll be a first. Right? I never even thought of that. I never thought of that because I don't own any. That's probably why. All
I
right.
didn't,
What's that?
I didn't till a while ago either. But most of mine are movie ones. I've got a couple.
Yeah.
Little...
That's fine. All right. So we will now do our top 5 movie soundtracks. Before we start off, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends, hit the little like button and the bell to be notified when I publish new content like this. How many times have I said that one without making a mistake? Often. Anyway. All right. So, since you're my guest, why don't you go first, mon ami?
Okay, right. So I think I've got some semblance of an order now. So I knew with this being soundtracks, I had to have at least one Hans Zimmer. So we've got The Rock here. Actually, one of my favorite movies as well. It's just a brilliant score from Hans Zimmer. Just a couple of real blood pumping ones. You know, like that. Just it just sounds so epic. I think what's my favorite one? Probably I think it's called Rock House Jail. But yeah, really good movie as well. Bit of cheese, bit of action. You gotta love Sean Connery. So but yeah, this is a brilliant soundtrack. But yeah, the first one I got of this, I actually got it from eBay. The disc was cracked, so I had to send it back. But how did they do that? But yeah,
Of course.
yeah,
I've seen that movie way back when it came out, I think, in the cinema. Is that the one with the green balls there at the end?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Good old Nick Cage, huh?
I'll call Nick Cage. Yeah.
Ed Harris too, I think, was in that.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
I remember that.
when he goes at the end, "You're the Rocket Man," and he fires a rocket at him. It's just so cheesy.
It's been a while. I forgot.
I love how cheesy it is. Yeah, it's great.
All right. So my first one is probably the only score type soundtrack, and I bought this as a joke at first, way back when. I'm not even sure if I was like even collecting vinyl at the time, but anyway, I've had this for a long while. So I'm gonna go with the Death Wish 2 soundtrack with the greatest actor ever, Charles Bronson. There you go, Death Wish 2 with Charles Bronson. Now, some people might not know this. The soundtrack is done by Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin.
Cool.
So, on the same record company, Swan Song, as Led Zeppelin was. So yeah, I'm going to put Death Wish 2. It's very dated. It's very, when you hear this, it's like very 80s there. Again, bought this as a joke. I'm like, okay, I need a Charles Bronson album vinyl. And sure enough, this is actually pretty good there. So it's one of those scores, but it's like a score with songs too. That makes any sense there. But it's all original material written by Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin, because in 1982, Led Zeppelin no longer existed. So there you go. My number 5, I guess. Death Wish 2, the soundtrack from the movie, starring the best actor ever, Charles Bronson.
Very cool, man. I still need to watch. I've got Death Wish 1. I need to watch that. That's the only one of his I've got.
That's a classic one.
Yeah. I'm not the best at watching films a lot of the time, especially if it's a long film. So I've not watched. I've only watched the first Lord of the Rings, for example, because just I find it too difficult to sit and watch a film.
Oh yeah, I've
But yeah.
watched them all way back, and that once was good enough for me.
Uh,
All right, your turn. What do you got next?
right. Let's see then. So we've got another. Actually, wait. Yeah. No, this is the next one. So now this is one of the weirder ones. So this is obviously Forza Motorsport 3 video game soundtrack. This is what do I want to say? What type of music is it? Is it sort of techno-y, sort of ambient music? So it's very much like background music, which makes sense because when you're in looking in the garage and stuff and browsing cars, this is what you'll hear. So it's background sort of ambience. But it's my favorite thing to listen to chill out. So I'll put it on, say if I'm trying to clean my room or if I'm just trying to relax, I'll put this on. Um, but yeah, so this is the only one that was released on the CD of the soundtrack of the games. It's still quite common actually. I got this brand new for £10. But it comes with a crack in the fucking. But oh well. But yeah, so that's this is the one a bit different, but yeah, I'm
Interesting. I was not expecting that, like a video game, but I remember you telling me. I remember you telling me when you were buying a lot of those soundtracks. I'm like a video game soundtrack, but
yeah, it's very niche, really, isn't it?
oh
Because
yeah, I you're the first person I know that collects those.
oh well, a lot of people could make the argument, and this is true. Like, if you want to hear it, why don't you just play the game? But it's just very, yeah. It says very niche. Yeah.
Well, when you think about it, I like I said, I know my nephew plays a lot of video games on Xbox. I don't think they're released as soundtracks, but like those NHL soundtrack the video games, they all have songs because they play on the like in an
Oh yeah.
arena. And I was like, oh my god! Like there was one, I think it was NHL 11, had Megadeth, Danko Jones, whole bunch of Airborne, a whole bunch of people there. So you find
Well,
some pretty cool.
it's not quite the same, but there was a WrestleMania or something or WWE thing, and it
Hmm.
had the game on it because with Triple H and Line in the Sand and what was the other one he did? King of Kings. And that was a soundtrack for the WWE or something. And I've not still got that. I've still not got that, but it's quite you can get it quite cheap on CD. But yeah, that's a compilation thing. But it's like I think it's
No
like
Motorhead the game on it.
yeah, you can get the game on the bonus track edition of
Okay,
the Hammered as well. But yeah, I think I've got that if I remember correctly.
there you go. All right, my next one. I don't own the movie. I like the soundtrack better than I do the movie, so I'm gonna go with the soundtrack to Iron Eagle. Now, the reason I got this was all the bonus tracks that you can't find on regular albums of these bands. Now, there's Queen, One Vision. Apparently, that's on an album, but I don't have that album yet. So, Katrina and the Waves, Dio, Hide in the Rainbow, which was never released on any Dio album, so that you needed to get that. Helix, It's Too Late. They have another song called "It's Too Late," but the version on this is totally different songs. So it's like they have two songs. So all you Helix fans, if you're missing a song, there's two. It's Too Late. King Cobra doing the theme song for Iron Eagle, "Never Say Die," which is uber cheesy but catchy. Eric Martin, the singer from Mr. Big. The rest I don't really know as much there. George Clinton. But the main reason is for Helix, Dio, King Cobra. King Cobra, it's on an album, but Dio and Helix were never released on any of their albums. So for all you collectors out there, if you don't have any that's Dio song, this is where one place you can get it. Same thing with Helix. Now the Dio song "Hide in the Rainbow" got re-released later on compilations or whatnot there, but originally it was just you were only able to get it as a bonus track on that soundtrack. So there you go.
Very cool. So that Iron Eagle, it looks obviously it's got jets, so it looks very Top Gun-ish.
Yeah, it's close. I don't think it's honestly, I haven't seen it in such a long while. Like this is what
Mm.
80 uh my God. Of course, I should have prepared myself for this here. 84 or 5, I'm sure.
Well, that'll predate Top Gun, won't it? I'd imagine.
Or maybe 86. I'm trying to find it. No, it doesn't say the year. I'll look at it while you're talking there. Oh, here we go. 86.
Okay, well, I think Top Gun's 87 or 88, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it probably predates it.
Of
But yeah,
course, that Top Gun soundtrack like broke lots of records.
oh yeah, yeah. That's and if you, I mean, we're going off the topic here, but I don't know if you knew Judas Priest were originally going to be the, instead of Kenny Loggins, they were going to do Turbo Lover, I think, but they turned it down. And so I like Danger Zone more, if I'm perfectly honest. But yeah, anyway.
Not sure about that, but whatever. You're allowed.
I mean,
All
for the
right.
film, if I like the song maybe a bit more, but for the film, yeah, Danger Zone's better. Anyway,
True. Yeah, maybe it fits better. Yeah, true.
okay,
All right.
ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Right, this this absolutely had to be in here. So we got another score here. It's my favorite movie of all time, so it had to be in here. Of course, we've got a classic Self-Preservation Society, or as it's actually known, is Get a Blooming Move On. Very British. But yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen the original Italian Job, Dan, but just
There was a
I,
remake, yeah?
there was a remake, yeah, which isn't as good. It's not bad, but it's like it's
Yeah.
got Jason Statham, which I like him. But
Doesn't it have Christina Applegate?
what's that?
Christina Applegate is in the Italian Job, the remake, I think.
I'm not sure. I know. I think Charlize Theron's in it, but yeah,
Okay.
and Mark Wahlberg. But yeah, it's not as good as the original. Let's just say that. But yeah. Uh, it's got sorry, I can't get my words out. The brilliant Matt Monro. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Is one of the old crooner kind of singers,
Uh-huh.
sort of like Frank Sinatra. I love anything like that. Um, so yeah, absolutely adore this movie and the soundtrack.
You are correct, by the way. It was Charlize Theron. I just checked. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking of with
Yeah,
Christine
I know
Applegate.
it's how you say her name anyway. Like Theron,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. My next one. Okay. It's another old one. And I have the movie also. So I'm going to go with Heavy Metal, the
Mm,
soundtrack to the movie.
I thought that'll be there.
There you go. This, I bought this way back. Okay. And when you're listening to it, okay, I'll name you the bands: Black Sabbath with the Mob Rules, Blue Oyster Cult, veteran of the Psychic Wars, Cheap Trick, Devo, Don Felder, Grand Funk Railroad, Sammy Hagar, Journey, Nazareth, Trust. But the thing is the versions on this album are different mixes, or so it's. I'm not getting rid of this because I have most songs now, because it's a different version of, because the Sammy Hagar, that one I know is different on his Standing Hampton album. Black Sabbath, The Mob Rules doesn't have the beginning, E5150, I think it's called there with the. Anyway, just starts off. But yeah, it's got different mixes of songs, but yeah, there you go. It's a
Mm,
cartoon if you're not sure there, people watching there. Heavy metal. So, and the song by Sammy Hagar, Heavy Metal, is just great. Probably one of his heaviest songs there. So that'll be my number 3. Interesting movie. I don't love the movie. It's a lot of mini stories, trying to make one big movie work, sort of, you know. But there you go. Heavy metal.
Cool. Okay, well, I think this might be a first for my videos with you. Maybe, maybe not. I've been trying to toss up in my head which is going to be second and first. But yeah, there we go. So here's another video game soundtrack. Serious Sam 4. This is a Serious Sam is a first-person shooter series, but the music has always been heavy metal focused or like hard rock or something.
Okay.
So there's a lot of very epic classical sort of music on here. Say when you're fighting the aliens in the Vatican and things like that. But the most of the time you'll have the very heavy metal uh, sounding songs as well. But yeah, so this is one of the few times I bought anything on vinyl because you can't get this on CD. The only way you
Really?
can get it. So, but yeah, and it's got quite a nice gate fold, as it called.
Very nice, yeah.
Yeah, and that's Sam there. But yeah, um, obviously I'm a big video game fan, and
Hmm.
yeah, like these are one of the soundtracks that I like to play when I need to get a bit fired up or something or energy. You know, it's just so many epic songs on this. But yeah, that's the one of the original soundtrack.
Nice. Never heard of it. Not even the game.
Well, it's very much like Duke Nukem. So, if you've heard him before, it's similar sort of thing to
Yeah.
Duke Nukem, Doom. But yeah, he's not that well known. It's from a Croatian video game developer. I think that's probably the only one that exists, but this is somewhat popular anyway. But yeah,
Nice. Cool. All right. That's a good one there. Okay, so now my next two are song oriented, very song oriented. Um, got this at the time. Everybody should know this movie, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, CD and vinyl. Reason I got this is because it's chock full of songs that never made any of these bands' albums. So you got Shouted Out by Slaughter, which is an excellent song, does not appear on any album. Battle Stations by Winger, which is arguably one of the people tell me, oh, I love that Battle Station song from people who don't like Winger, you know. Kiss with God Gave Rock and Roll to You Too, which did appear on the Revenge album later on. But again, a different mix, so great to have that. Neverland, Richie Kotzen, when I didn't know who Richie Kotzen was. Steve Vai is on this. Um, Faith No More. Megadeth would Go to Hell. Primus with Tommy the Cat. King's X, again, another bonus track, but they actually put it on a reissue of the vinyl of the album, of a King's X album, so they added that on it. Love on Ice and The Reaper rap again with Steve Vai, but this guy's like there's quotes from the movie being played because it's an instrumental song there. So Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey easily better than the first one in my opinion, or one of my I like it better than the first one for sure. So Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, music from the motion picture. Gems on here would be Winger's Battle Station, Slaughter, um, also King's X. There you go. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. There you go.
because I've not watched Bill and Ted before. Obviously, I'm familiar with Keanu Reeves,
Hmm.
uh, very young Keanu Reeves, um, for Matrix, John Wick, and the upcoming Sonic 3.
There you
But
go.
yeah, so yeah,
I mean,
uh,
these movies didn't age that well, but the music is friggin' good. So there you go.
good stuff, good stuff. Right, so my number one, if you haven't guessed it already,
Mad Max, of
Mad
course.
Max Pro. So this soundtrack is just an absolute roller coaster. Like the movie itself is just for the most part just non-stop adrenaline. And this soundtrack is essentially the same thing. You have the odd bit of like I'd say ambient or yeah, I'll say ambient sort of
Mhm.
parts or bits that are slowed down a bit, but then you've got tracks like Brothers in Arms or Chapter Doof, The War Rig. What's the other one I think of? There's a couple that aren't on here, I think, because they like to sell one that's got and they got another one that has everything on it, which is so annoying. But yeah, oh, Storm is coming. That's the one I was thinking of. But yeah, absolute non-stop adrenaline pumping. That when I put that on, don't drive to it. That's just like don't
Yeah.
drive. It's
And you've seen the new one, right? Furiosa, you told me?
yeah, it was awesome. It was really good.
Yeah. Good.
Brilliant.
Well, I know how much you are a fan of that movie.
I was worried the new one would be bad, but it was actually
We may have lost him.
I'm still there, I can see it.
Yeah, you're back now. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
What were you saying?
Oh yeah, wasn't quite as good as the first as Fury Road, but was still a very good film.
Okay, gotcha. All right, I may get it when it comes out on Blu-ray there, because I have the other one.
It's worth it.
All right, all right. My number one will be actually I was trying to find the CD, but apparently I just remember I sold it to my buddy like about a month or two ago. So, Shocker, the music from the movie Shocker. This is one case where everybody agrees that the soundtrack is 10 times, if not 100 times better than the fucking movie. It's, but again, this contains music not released on other bands' albums. You had Shocker. Okay, so Shocker's that's the reason I bought the soundtrack was because of the song Shocker, and it's played by the Dudes of Wrath. I'll see if I can remember. You had Paul Stanley from Kiss on vocals, Desmond Child on vocals, Rudy Sarzo on bass, Tommy Lee from Motley Crue on drums, and Guy Mandude on guitar, I think. And I bought it just because it was just because of Paul Stanley. So they sing the theme song to Shocker. Then you got Love Transfusion from Iggy Pop. I'll always remember this day in high school when my friend did not know or any Alice Cooper songs, and he's coming back, singing this Megadeth song, "No More Mr. Nice Guy." And I'm like, "How the hell do you know that song?" "Well, it's a new Megadeth song." I'm like, "No, no, 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 no." He's doing a cover. So yeah, Megadeth doing a Alice Cooper cover, "No More Mr. Nice Guy." Now it's available on Hidden Treasures by Megadeth. It's like a compilations of all covers and B-sides. Sword and Stone by the band Bonfire was originally a song written by Kiss, but it didn't make their album Crazy Nights, so Bonfire went and did or recorded it for that. Great song too. Timeless Love by Soraya is not on any album. Shock Dance. Now this is so it's again the Dudes of Wrath, but with Alice Cooper rapping, sort of rapping there. It's not that Alice Cooper is a bad rapper. It's the lyrics he's singing is just dumb. Um, something about this guy. He's so bad that he never does the dishes. I was like, okay, whatever. But anyway, Demon Bell, the Ballad of Horace Pinker by Dangerous Toys. So Dangerous Toys may know this song as the song Dangerous Toys demo version, but they kept the music and they redid the lyrics and the vocal melodies and all that and made it Demon Bell, which is a lot better than Dangerous Toys, the song. Then it comes with The Awakening from, I think it was Voodoo X Different Breed. What the hell was that band name? Dead On. I don't know. I don't. It's very heavy there. And Voodoo X sings The Awakening, and of course you got the catchy part of the song Shocker reprised at the end, but only the catchy part at the end of the song Shocker. So there you go. That to me is my favorite soundtrack of all time. Um, the songs are there. The movie isn't. Uh, it's a good one. So I'm glad I have that.
Uh, the movie shocking, is it?
Yeah. No, it's not
Uh,
very shocking actually. It's very.
uh, is it?
I was like watching. Oh, I want to see that movie. It looks cool, and you're watching it. And this is like, what year was this? 88, 89. And even at 89, when I was what 17, even at 17, I was like, that's not very good. That's dumb. Like, but
Oh,
anyway,
I just do a double take for a second. I was like, hang on, is that Blaze Bailey on the front?
no, this is from 89. Like,
Oh
this
yeah,
is,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
in the X Files.
What's that?
This guy, this actor.
I was in the X Files. All right. That that confused me for a sec because Blaze did a picture for the X Factor. The Iron Man X Factor, and he
Yes.
sat in the chair like that,
Oh, I
and
don't.
he looks like that. And so you said the X Files, and I thought the X Factor. So I was like, what? But
That's
yeah.
fun. Yeah. But yeah, this guy's bald. Like he's in Stargate, but he's known for mostly being the guy in charge of Mulder and Scully and the X Files, I believe. There. So,
Okay, yeah.
all right, these are our top five. You got any honorable mentions?
I do have one. I actually forgot to grab it, so let
Okay.
me grab it. Um, so you had a lot of these on your top five. This is probably my only one. So here we have Scarface. So yeah, music from original motion picture soundtrack. So these are all actual artists. It's not a score, unlike most of my picks. This is an honourable mention because I'm not actually that. I'm not a massive fan of the whole thing, but I am. I absolutely love the first song. If you can see it, "Push It to the Limit" by Paul Engerman. That's how you say Paul Engerman. That's a fantastic song. You got "Rush Rush" by Debbie Harry, obviously Blondie, um, and the rest are okay. They suit the film because it's an '80s movie. And then obviously you got Tony's theme, which is really cool. But that's
Hmm.
but yeah, uh, absolutely love this movie. I mentioned about struggling watching long movies. I did not mind watching Scarface at all. 3 hours, fantastic film. But yeah, that's my first honorable mention.
All right. My first one. I only have it on CD. I don't know if I'm gonna get it on vinyl. This is bands I like, but there's you could see where the era of music was going because there's a little bit of grunge or so. Last Action Hero with AC/DC Big Gun, one of the better songs on this. You got Alice in Chains, Megadeth Angry Again, which is great. Queensryche good. Def Leppard, which actually was actually a pretty big hit here, two steps behind. Anthrax, Poison My Eyes, yeah, it's okay. Dream On by Aerosmith, another Alice in Chains, Cypress Hill, Fishbone, Tesla, good, not original song, like it's a song of Last Action Hero, and Michael Kamen or Kamen, Jack and the Ripper. It's decent, but there's half bands I like and half that I don't give a rat's ass about. So Last Action Hero. Never saw the movie, believe it or not.
Oh man, no, I almost picked that on this because I also have that.
Yeah.
I love the movie because I'll basically love anything Arnold Schwarzenegger. Um, or any '80s action stars. I'm mad about that
Even
stuff.
Batman Forever.
I've not watched it yet. No, I plan to.
It's pretty bad.
I've watched Batman and Robin. Oh, that's the one you're talking about, isn't it?
Well,
Because
the
there's
one where he
Batman.
plays Mr. Freeze.
That's Batman and Robin. That
Oh,
one.
okay, sorry.
Batman Forever. I can't remember, but that one's oh, Michael Keaton. I think plays Batman in that one. I believe.
No. Batman Forever is with George Clooney.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Batman and Batman Returns was Michael Keaton.
Yeah. I've not watched any of those yet,
Yeah.
apart from Batman, which was like we had a
It's
drink and
okay.
watched that.
All right, what do you got us from us next?
Right. So I'm not sure if anyone's going to be familiar with this band, but this is Crush 40. It's not particularly a soundtrack, but it also is because these guys did the soundtrack for the Sonic the Hedgehog games. So um, there's several tracks on here. They say the Sonic Adventure, Sonic Heroes, etc. I'm guessing most people watching this probably won't be familiar with the games, but um, they have consistently done the soundtrack for the games over the years, and they are a not quite a metal band. I'd say that they're definitely rock. I'm not sure what genre of rock, but yeah, they're probably like hard rock. But yeah, I've always wanted to own this album. This is a Japanese import.
Hmm.
CD didn't fall out like it just did, but yeah, got the little whatever this is called. I can't remember what they're called.
OBI or something like that there.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what it means there, but
I know this album here is worth like 100 odd quid if you want to find it, but yeah.
wow.
So yeah, that's my second honorable mention.
All right, my second one here. It's my last one. I think you have more. Um, this is an interesting one here. So I was aware that this soundtrack existed, but it's funny how do I explain this? I didn't know like these are bands that I like or should liked at the time, but I didn't care for the cartoon at the time because I'm not saying there was a competition, but it was either you were a fan of GI Joe or you were a fan of Transformers. So I'll put Transformers the movie, and I remember their main reason is Stan Bush, the touch. You got a touch. Very 80s, by the way. That's the song. I don't know if you guys know the movie Boogie Nights with Mark Wahlberg when he's doing a song at the end. That's the song he's singing super off key there. But then there's another Stan Bush song. But the two main ones here, which is Nothing's Gonna Stand in Our Way performed by Spectre General. More on that in a second. The Transformers theme performed by Lion, who I did not know was, and I should know everything, hair metal. I didn't know who the hell Lion was until Doug Aldrich was in Dio, the Killing the Dragon. I'm like, and of course you look back at where this guy was from, like, Lion, who the hell is Lion? But if you were a Transformers fan and liked hair metal, sure, you knew who the hell Lion was. I did not know who Lion was. Hunger by Spectre General. Now, I said more on Spectre General in a few. There's also Dare to Be Stupid by Weird Al Yankovic. That's the only Weird Al song I own there. But Spectre General, if you're not familiar with the name, you're familiar with the band. Spectre General, for some reason, that's the band name on this soundtrack. But the band name, you know them as Kick Axe, Canada's Kick Axe. Now, they do a song called Hunger. See if you can follow me here. Hunger is a song that was done later on or the same year by King Cobra. So did you guys get all that? But it's got two Spectre General songs which are not on any Kick Axe songs, albums, I mean, because they were known as Spectre. I don't know the reason why. It had something to do with being on a soundtrack. I don't know. I really don't know the reason why they're named Spectre General on this album and not Kick Axe. And of course, you got the Lion song, Transformers theme song, and Stan Bush doing two songs. So there you go. That's another honorable mention for me. But I was very, very, I think I discovered, I knew it existed, but I only got that soundtrack like 2 years ago, just so I can get all the hair metal I can get that I don't have. So there you go.
Very nice. So, I can always appreciate Transformers.
Yeah, I like Transformers, but again, I was really into GI Joe a lot, and it seemed that there was like a friendly uh
What about Action Man as well?
what's that?
Was that a more the UK thing with the Action Man? Because he's
Action
essentially
Man?
yeah, he's essentially the GI Joe of
Oh, isn't it GI Joe but with a different title as a like it's the same GI Joe comics, but it's called Action Man, right? And you've frozen again. Let's see when you're gonna get back. What is up with the? Is my connection bad? I'm good. Okay, just. All right, sorry about that. We had just a little glitch here. Okay, so Action Man, was that a GI Joe comic book, but as instead of having the word GI Joe, you had Action Man?
I I'm not quite sure.
And he's paused again. All right, take three. Action Man.
Action. Yeah,
So
I believe he was essentially the UK equivalent to GI Joe because I'd never heard of GI Joe until about 6 or 7 years ago
really, okay, yeah.
from a meme,
Wow.
pretty much. But yeah,
Yeah, I think David's got some connection issues here. All right. Well, what I'm going to do here is I will end this now, and we'll see if he comes back while I'm saying my goodbyes. I would like to thank David for coming. At least we got through all our albums and a few honorable mentions. So this was our episode regarding album soundtracks. As you can, and is he back? There he is.
I had no idea what's going on with
Okay,
this.
well, I'm actually saying bye to everybody right now just because we're having issues here. So,
No worries.
thank you, David. Now you're here, and we'll say goodbye now before this happens a fourth time, if not a fifth, I guess. There. So,
Yeah.
that's our soundtracks, video game soundtracks too, which I just learned about. And, well, there you go. Thank you, David, for this making this episode, and we shall hopefully see you next time, David, and you guys too watching. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys soon. You're also empty, yeah?
Yeah, I am MC. Yeah.
All right. Take care. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Take care.